we now have a new counteroffer that's going to be hitting the table regarding the stimulus package and what Chuck Schumer, the leader in the Senate, just said about the package. Let's get into it. Welcome, everybody. Hey, thank you so much for being part of this community. If you haven't done so already, make sure to join by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video so that I can be your daily advocate every day going forward. Thank you, and let's get into it. So we just learned that Republicans are going to be coming forward and presenting a counteroffer on the infrastructure package, otherwise known as the stimulus package, on Thursday. This comes as a huge shock because literally just hours ago, both sides were basically coming out saying, hey, yeah, it's really highly unlikely that we're going to come together on a bipartisan basis. Well, now we just got this information that they're going to be coming out with this counteroffer. In fact, it sounds like this counteroffer is going to be about $1 trillion. Of course, we don't know the exact dollar amount yet, and we don't know exactly what's going to be outlined in their counteroffer. However, we will be getting all of those details on Thursday. Now, this doesn't mean that they're actually going to come together on a bipartisan basis. Not necessarily at all. But the fact is, they're coming up from their current proposal of about $568 billion to roughly that $1 trillion price tag. And we know that late last week, Democrats came down from their $2.3 trillion down to $1.7 trillion. So they're still very far apart. Let's be real. They're still about $700 billion apart, which is a ton of money. But they're actually coming together a little bit on this thing. Why did they choose the $1 trillion mark? Well, this is the line in the sand that President Biden has drawn, saying basically, hey, we're willing to come down, but $1 trillion is about all the further we're willing to come down. And Republicans are deciding to move up to about that level. So we'll need to see if they actually come together. Now, this is actually a really good thing if they actually do come together and work together on this infrastructure package. Now, why? Why would it be a good thing? Simply because we know that as of right now, they're splitting these two packages up into two separate packages, infrastructure and the American Families Plan, otherwise known as the second portion or the stimulus package. Why is that a good thing? Because if they come together on bipartisan or with bipartisan support on the first portion, that means the second portion, without fail, will most likely definitely be done with budget reconciliation. And we know how that's going to go. They're going to pile it up with all kinds of different things and then push it through. With that being said, let's jump into a little clip here from the press secretary, Jen Psaki, and see what she has to say to reporters talking about this counterproposal.
On infrastructure, Republicans today are saying that in their Oval Office meeting with President Biden 2 weeks ago, that the president indicated he was comfortable with $1 trillion over 8 years. Is that accurate? And secondly, they're also saying the White House staff has since ignored that sort of offer, if that's the right word.
Well, let me just peel the curtains back for you here a little bit. I don't know if that's peeling the curtains back, but you know what I'm saying. The counter-proposal that our team put forward on Friday was approved by the president, was signed off by the president. Every single detail of that was directed by the president of the United States. He was in the Senate for 36 years. I can promise you he does not take a hands-off approach to legislating, negotiating, and determining what kind of counter-proposals we should put forward. Now, we put forward a counter-proposal that reduced that cut the price tag by $550 billion. We felt that was a good faith effort. And we look forward to getting a counterproposal back from the Republicans, which we've seen they've conveyed we expect to get later this week. And we certainly look forward to that. At the same time, I will say that we expect this week to be a week of progress. We know tomorrow the Energy and Public Works Committee, under the leadership of Chairman Carper and Ranking Member Capito, is marking up the Surface Transportation Bill. That's a $303 billion infrastructure bill that is a great down payment. It's very much aligned with the president's proposal and initiatives. We expect the Senate to finalize an agreement on the Innovation and Competition Act this week. This is a proposal led by Leader Schumer that will make an important investment in research and development. And again, we expect to get a counterproposal later this week. I'd say that's progress, that's legislating, that's negotiating, that's compromise certainly happening.
Just real clear, so the $1 trillion, that was not mentioned in the Oval Office?
I'm not going to read out any more specifics of a private conversation, but I will just reiterate that the proposal put forward last Friday, that we put out transparently to all of you, that that brought the price tag down by $550 billion was directed, signed off on by the President of the United States. Go ahead.
So as you can see, she's not given a whole lot of new information, but the fact is she is definitely acknowledging that yes, absolutely, there will be a counteroffer on Thursday from Republicans, and we'll just have to dissect the whole proposal at that point to see, hey, can we actually work together? Now, you're probably wondering, what did Chuck Schumer say just a short time ago? In fact, he also had a press conference. I listened to the entire thing, and one of the reporters asked something about the infrastructure package. To be totally honest, it was kind of hard to hear the reporter because they didn't have a mic or something, but they were asking something about when they're going to be moving forward with this infrastructure package and the American Families Plan. Chuck Schumer replied with, "We're going to be moving forward with big, bold action or a big, bold plan in July." Massive. I mean, seriously, what does that mean? What does that tell you when they say big and bold? Big and bold means, hey, pile it up, put as much in it as you possibly can, and that will likely be the American Families Plan, the second portion of this bill that we've been talking about for a while now, the one I just got done talking about, and that's going to be the one with budget reconciliation, and he basically just said, big and bold, pile it up, and let's push it on through. So that is the one where we anticipate those stimulus checks to be added into. A fourth stimulus check, monthly stimulus checks, all of that. The cool thing about this tool, remember that letter that I'm working on? Yes, that letter will actually be over there in Washington and in Congress prior to July when they want to start pushing this thing through. So hopefully I can kind of landscape many of the influential people over there in Washington with my letter that we're going to be writing, or that we are writing up, I should say. They'll get it by then, and it'll just be additional support, additional evidence for that fourth stimulus check and the monthly recurring payments that we're calling on, as well as those other groups of representatives from the House, those senators, the 21 senators with their letter, the House Ways and Means Committee, as well as that other group and their letter to boost SSI benefits. So we'll be including all of those letters along with this, but yeah, it's certainly going to be very interesting to see what they come up with here in July. But guess what? Between now and then, we're absolutely going to be getting a lot more information on this whole package, the whole play out, and we should be getting a lot more information as to what they're actually going to be inserting and what they're going to be including within these packages going forward. So, yeah, it's, I've said this before. We're seeing like a mirror image of last year, right? Remember last summer? Yeah, we're basically seeing the same thing play out. However, it's probably likely that we're going to see this thing passed prior to the August recess, as we've talked about before. Remember that? They leave basically the entire month of August. Well, it's probably highly likely that this thing's going to be passed prior to the August recess, which would be several months prior or earlier than the package that was passed last year. So that relief could be coming sooner than later. I mean, realistically, it's not that many. It's not that far out. I mean, just a matter of a couple months from now, realistically, right? So either way, I will keep you posted. I hope this gives you some more information. As I said, I just want to keep you posted with everything going on. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things are shifting on a daily basis, and I will continue to keep you updated. Thanks, everybody. You're awesome. Make sure to hit the subscribe button or right down below the video, and I will absolutely keep you updated with everything going on. Thanks again. Check out any of the other videos here on the channel, including that one that I talked about earlier, the must-watch video from just the other day, where I'm asking for your feedback as well. Thank you again. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you later.